What's going on, guys? My name is Seapeekay, one of the hosts of all things MCC, and it's that time of the month where I take you through all the teams for the event and my predictions on where these teams are going to finish. No messing around today, let's get straight into the video. Also, subscribe. We actually are moving towards 100k now. We're on the move. We can get there. Let's do it. Coming up first is the Red Rabbits. I'm super excited for this team to be happening. It's made up of Jojo Solos, Shadoon, Contestin, and Chris Green. Now, this is a fully Spanish-speaking team, which I think is super cool and something very, very important for the community. I think it's going to be so much fun to see the MCC community grow and reach out to non-English speaking communities. I'm super excited. I actually saw Shadoon's tweet where he said that he is from Peru, Chris Green is from Argentina, Contestin is from Mexico, and Jojo Solos is Venezuelan. And I just think that's super sick. And I can't wait to see how this team do. I don't know too much about Contestin or Chris Green and how good they are at the game. My chats have informed me that they're at least decent, but time will tell. Any team with Jojo on is going to be a threat, and I think Shadoon's looking for a redemption arc. Second team, no bias, probably the winning team in my opinion. Fire Breathman, Seapeekay, Kara Corvus, and Mythical Sausage. Super excited to be getting to team with Fire Breathman. I didn't think that was possible because he's very, very good, and I teeter on the edge of being quite good myself. And Scott once said to me, Seapeekay, no more S-tier teammates, and this season I've just been rattling them off. So very grateful. Super fun to be teaming with Kara again as well, and we have a debutante in Mythical Sausage. So super excited. I think me and Fire Breathman are going to try and do a little bit of training with the guys. Maybe bring Sausage up to speed. But we do only have like a week to the event, pretty much. So it's going to be harder to get practice in. And we're losing MCC Island, I think, just before the event. I think I saw that it's going down because they're moving it to open beta soon, which is going to be very exciting, but also very sad to not have our favorite place to practice. I think we can win the event. I'm super excited. Let's see the next team. In this episode of Scott Wants the Most MCC Coins, we have this team. Fruitberries, Smager, Captain Sparkles, and Good Times with Scar. Now, I am, of course, memeing because everyone says that Scott always has strong teams, but Scott's teams are pretty much exactly perfectly balanced with all the other teams. Gonna be strong, of course, because Fruitberries is an absolute menace to society. And Scott and Captain Sparkles as well teeter around that sort of 10th to 25th place region. They can go either way, but on the day we've seen Scott and Sparkles both be incredibly strong players. Good Times with Scar, always there for a good time. I think he's definitely settling into where he's gonna place pretty consistently now. And I know he's been training. I did see because he accidentally leaked that he was in MCC way before he was supposed to. But he did say he was on a training arc, so I'm super excited to see what could come from that. Gonna be a strong team, but this is also a really balanced MCC. Again, I think around 300 or 400 coins between all the teams utilizing Scott's method. So gonna be super fun. Next up, we have Lime, which is Sapnap, Hannah Rose, Jack Manifold, and Michael McChill. Now, we have seen that the Sapnap Hannah Rose combo can be very strong. They were very unlucky in the last event to not make it to Dodgeball. All boiling down to essentially a bad couple of last games. I think Sapnap had a couple of issues or glitches with Hole in the Wall, I think it was as well. So super unfortunate. Can they do it this time round? Time will tell. Last time they had Captain Puffy and Captain Sparkles. But this time they have Jack Manifold and Michael McChill. I would argue that the previous team was slightly stronger on average. But again, with the right games and the right order, I'm sure Sapnap and Hannah can lead this team to victory. Now, I try not to be biased in this stuff, all right? But Green is one of the coolest teams of all time because I'm so excited that Wally Bear is finally in MCC. I met Wally Bear a while ago, and he's just great. He's just cool. So he's super good, too. So Purple, Wally Bear, Red Velvet, and Snifferish. Not a team to be sniffed at. Don't even think that's a real phrase, but here we are. Purple is an absolute beast, of course. Now, I think Wally is going to have first event jitters. I think Wally Bear will and could go on to be very, very good in MCC. And I'm super glad that he's getting the opportunity. But I do think, as a general, a lot of people do have a ropier first event than they could have. But the chemistry on this team will be off the charts. Purple and Wally will be incredibly good as a duo. And I think Velvet and Snifferish are going to complement that team really well, too. So, going to be fun. Green are strong. I'm excited to watch them. Big up Wally Bear. The first team of day 2 is going to be Pizza Hut, AMZ, Filzer, and Bekyamon. Again, any Pizza Hut team is going to be a team that has a chance of doing very, very well. It's going to be cool to see Pete and Phil team together. The AMZ Bekyamon duo should be good as well. I think overall, this is a very well-rounded team. I don't think they necessarily excel at certain things, so I don't think they're going to be one of the better PvP teams, but as we've seen with Pete, absolute beast at team-based games and also individually in games like Hole in the Wall. So depending on what games we get, because again, we really don't know, will there be any remixes? Will Hole in the Wall return to normal? Time will tell, and it's the same with the placements. Time will tell. The next team is Aqua with Kratzy, 5UP, Ryguy, Rocky, and Ant Venom. Again, super good team. I think we're probably going to see 5UP predominantly take the lead in this, with Kratzy as sort of like a backup / co-leader. Ryguy, Rocky back in the mix again, and Ant Venom, who is actually currently one of the people that I am competing with because I have been the Ace Race world record holder on the practice server for 9 months straight. And after a lot of practicing, Ant Venom has finally beaten my time. And now I'm trying to beat Ant Venom's time when we're having this really fun back and forth. So I'm super excited to see how this team do. Me and Ant will have a great showdown in Ace Race if it's in the event. And I definitely think this is a team to be feared in PvP games and in movement games as well. And I can't see them not doing well in team games. So this is a frightening one. Coming up next, we have the Blue Bats made up of H-Bomb, Krinios, Cubfan, and Erit. Again, trying not to say too much about all these teams because I realize these videos were getting super long and we need to start making them a little more succinct. But as you can see, Krinios took this very seriously and is blue. Definitely not always blue, only blue for this event. 100%. I'm not making that up. H-Bomb, great team leader. I think the H factor, as everyone puts it, will come into effect massively here. It's going to be a super positive team. Again, we've seen Krinios go both sides of the coin. We've seen him do very, very well and become a top 10 player. And we've seen him do the opposite where he comes in the sort of bottom 10, 15. So it's all going to depend on the day. Cubfan and Erit, again, good to see those guys back. I think in this event, there are 9 people who are yet to play in Season 3. So not newcomers. I think there's only 3 or 4 newcomers. But there are 9 people in total who haven't played in Season 3. So there could be a little bit of game rust for some people in this event. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of toll that takes on the teams. The Purple Pandas made up of Puns, Sneaksnag, Zeus, and Elena. Again, this is going to be a super fun team to watch. We're definitely going to be seeing Puns be the aggressor and take over the leadership role, I would guess. One thing I know is that this team's going to be very fun. Puns, this whole team is funny. I was going to go down the list saying Puns is very funny, Sneaksnag is very funny. This whole team is very funny, and I think there's going to be a good balance of wanting to win, but also having a really, really fun POV to watch. I would recommend Sneaksnag. I think he's just going to be a blast to watch for this event, and it's going to be interesting to see what this team can do. I think statistically, it's not one of the stronger teams, but it's all about what happens on the day. And the final team is your pink Parrots, Illumina, Skeppy, Bad Boy Halo, and Gumi. Gonna be a fun one. Off the bat, I don't think it's statistically a stronger team. I think Illumina is sort of the deciding factor in this team, and it depends on how well Illumina can do. Skep Halo, back at it again, and Gumi thrown into the mix. It's MCC, baby. Anything can happen. But I do think this isn't statistically one of the stronger teams. But we could see some really cool stuff. Obviously, Illumina absolutely dominated Ace Race last time. I could not catch him at all. Mostly because he nailed a shortcut that I just couldn't nail. So, big sad. But I'm coming for revenge this time, Illumina. You think you're so fast, huh? You think you're so fast. So, for this stuff, obviously I have to give the players who are new a sort of point duplicate from someone else. For this one, I was really just guessing. So, I gave Contestine Ponks points. I gave Chris Green Beckymon's points. I gave Sausage Amesy's points. And I gave Wally Bear Tapple's points. I think that's a relatively fair comparison for Tapple and Sausage. I can't speak on Contestine and Chris Green. But because of that, we've ended up with this. So if you use Scott's method, apparently the final standings on average would be Orange in first, Cyan second, Pink third, Green fourth, Aqua fifth, Lime sixth, 7th yellow, 8th red, 9th blue, and 10th purple. And let's see, where do I come in this? I would be 11th place, which I would take. But I would like to get a top 10 under my belt for the season because I just basically got this. I just finished 12th. So I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get up into that top 10. So I'll be pushing for that. But gonna be an interesting event. Now the time that you're all here for, which is my predictions. And if you don't know this already, we do a prediction fantasy league. There's going to be a link in the description of this video so that you can sign up and do your own predictions and show who you think your top 10 teams are going to be in what order. And you get points for that. And then it rolls through the season and it's super fun. Loads of people are involved. So if you want to get involved yourself, go to the description, click that. Without further ado, here are my predictions. So I have it as orange in first, yellow in second, lime in third, cyan in fourth, aqua in fifth, blue in sixth, green in seventh, purple in eighth, pink in ninth, red in 10th. Now, this is a tough one, and I would just like to say as well, I realize I'm going to be verbaled for putting red in 10th. All I'm thinking is, and this could be completely wrong, and this is the beautiful thing about these predictions, is that I am wrong a lot, is that because it's Contestine and Chris Green's first time in the event, they are going to get caught up in having a lot of fun and doing bits with Shadoon and Jojo. And it all depends on how much they practice. Again, the only thing is they have 2 new players, one person who's only played 1 event, and then Jojo is an absolute beast. But I just think all the other teams are surrounded by having so much more experience, and that is all it is. And I'm excited for Red to prove me wrong, but I had to put them there at the moment. It was the only thing that made sense, in my opinion. So don't crucify me. I am sorry, and I'm sure that they can prove me wrong. So this is my guesses. Obviously, we don't know the games yet, so it's hard to say. This event would change a lot based on whether there are a lot of PvP games, whether there are a lot of team games, so time will tell. But for now, I've been Seapeekay. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.